Hello crafties, welcome to another video. My name is Infinity and today I have a special treat for you guys. I will be reviewing Furls Crochet hooks. So in prior videos you've heard me rant and rave about different hooks that I prefer to work with and ones that I don't like so much. And today I'm going to be highlighting the things that I do and do not like about Furls Crochet hooks. Now first of all, about Furls Crochet, if you do not know, they are a luxury crochet hook company. I've been following them for a few years, just kind of speculating and looking at their products, and I decided to finally test them out and see for myself over this past holiday season. And I'm going to say off the top, I fell in love. We're gonna leave that there. So a little bit about these hooks. I bought the Streamline hooks, which is kind of their more basic hook. It's completely made out of wood, and I wasn't sure what to expect. Now, from my lovely jar, you guys have heard me talk about these in the past and how I hate them so much. These hooks are made out of cheap wood. They say bamboo, but I think otherwise. They snag your yarn. They're not very smooth. They're not very well crafted. So put that aside. I have had other hooks like this one that, yeah, I love this thing. This is great. It's finished. It's high quality in my opinion. Works great. Which usually I don't prefer inline hooks, and I like this one. So when I first got my hooks, I was not sure what to expect. First of all, I didn't open mine immediately because I was going to do an unboxing, and so they sat in the box for a while, and when I opened them and I touched them, I was just like, oh yes, this is going to be the best experience in the world. Let me tell you why. So the handle, first of all, these are ergonomic hooks, which basically means it's more comfortable and it's more healthy for your hands. And that's part of what their whole motto is about with Furls, crocheting being a healthier hobby and more comfortable hobby over time with the way that they engineer their hooks. So I got so excited after I opened mine that I started working out of gauge on a project because my other hook that hadn't come in yet, it just was MIA at that point. And so I want to bring in my other ebony hook, which has a longer neck. These are the very same hook. The only difference is this one is a K hook, or a 6.5 millimeter, and this one is a 10 millimeter. I can't speak today, guys. And the contrast between these two, I actually didn't expect them to be inline. I usually don't really like inline hooks, but they are made in such a way where it's kind of similar to a tapered hook, and if you're not looking carefully, you won't notice that it's just that flat little space there, which is beautiful. And when you're working with these, the handle feels hollow on it, and most of the weight is around the actual neck, or throat rather, shaft of the hook, and that helps your stitches your stitches glide much easier on your project, and I thought that was great. So putting my favorites aside, I did not expect to like wooden hooks, but now I kind of do, so thanks a lot, Furls, for that. So today I have a box, and it is from Furls. My other hook came in and I was excited to receive it, so I'm just gonna cut it open now carefully. And I have to say, being a person that packages their own stuff, when I have commissions, I can appreciate the way that my last box was handled. So here, I'm gonna toss aside my packaging slip. When you get the box, first of all, this is what you're gonna see. I love how it's delicately wrapped in the craft paper, and I don't know if that's just a weird kind of me thing, but craftsmanship is everything, and you really get the feel for them being a or an exclusive kind of company, in my opinion. That's just me. So once I finally unwrap all my paper, which I will save for later, you get this cute little box. I live for good graphic design, and so first impression, I love the little box. It's so cute. They have a product picture on it. They have what the product is. They have their motto, better for your hands and stitches, which I can agree with. Like, sometimes I go into intensive crochet periods and my wrists kill me, and that's not good. And I can say that since I started using their hooks, I haven't had that wrist pain, which is awesome. So you open up the little box and there's these cute little yays on the box, and I'm free and time to crochet, and I think this is cute. And this hook is a little different. I know exactly what this is. This is my Streamline Swirl, and it's very similar to this. Let's see, let's go into a story time. What happened was, I got a coupon and I was able to order these two, which was great. And then they're like, oh, we have a new hook design, guess what? And I'm like, oh no, I just ordered those last two. But I couldn't resist ordering this beautiful crafted hook. Oh my god. It is a 5mm Streamline Swirl, and the reason why I got it so late was because these were so, the order volume was so high on these, which I don't blame them. Look at how gorgeous this hook is, and I just love how they engrave the hook size. You'll never be confused about the hook size on there. Isn't that just gorgeous? Now this one is actually resin, which was a little off-putting, but I'm like, okay, it's sparkly, it's pretty. And I probably talked about hooks before a little bit. I usually don't like resin hooks at all, but you collect them over time because people gift them to you. And my thing is, they don't glide very much or smooth enough for my liking. And so, yeah, that's not what I like to use. So I wanted to buy this, one, because it was pretty, but two, because I wanted to actually test it out. And so I'm going to put all my other hooks aside and get some yarn, and I'm going to come back here and test this out. Okay, so I'm back, and before I get started, I'm going to talk about this little swatch off of my wall that I made a few weeks ago, I believe, when I was doing a tutorial. Okay, this is made with one of my normal, probably ergonomic hooks, and I did a series of single crochets, half doubles, and double crochets. And I think my stitches usually look pretty good and consistent. I wouldn't complain about this little swatch at all. So I have this here sort of as a contrast piece because I want to see the exact difference between my normal everyday hooks and the one that I have now. So the yarn that I have right now is called Fruit Punch. It's a Red Heart with Love skein, and I have about 7 balls of these. So let me know down in the comments below what kind of project should I make with this, because I've had it for a while and I just don't know what to do with it. It was one of those yarns that I bought because it was pretty. Okay, so I got my slip knot on, and another thing that I love about these hooks, it has such a long shaft. Like, most of my inline hooks have such a like stubby shaft, and that, I mean, this makes good for doing like puff stitches and cables and things like that where you have to have multiple loops on your hook at one time. That's a plus that I enjoy. And so I'm gonna chain about 10 or 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, 11. I am I'm thoroughly impressed. This is the first time I've used this resin hook, obviously, and I'm not disappointed. Usually with these resin and plastic hooks, they don't glide like this. Like, what? What magic is this? So usually my hooks like this, they stay in a jar and collect dust as ornaments. This one, however, will not be one of those hooks. I am thoroughly impressed by this hook. Right there. And I'm sitting. So, oh my gosh, yeah. This meets well above my expectations. And let me see, Furls also carries this line called Odyssey, which is, it's similar, but they're like, the hook part of it is metal. So if these are as awesome as they are, I'm gonna have to get a couple more. So basically the moral of the story today would be, should you buy a Furls crochet hook? And my honest opinion about it is, yeah, at least one. Even if it's just a streamline, or if you go in spring for one of the Odysseys or candy shops, I think it's worth having at least one standard size Furls crochet hook in your stash collection. Yeah. I mean, at this point, if you're an avid crocheter, you probably do have a stash of crochet hooks, let's be honest about it. Yeah, I think it's worth having, honestly. Like I said, they're more comfortable, they're a bit healthier for your hands and wrists over time, because most of the weight is like towards the hook part, so you don't have all that kind of stress on your wrists while you're crocheting about the handle. So that's pretty good. That's awesome in my book. So you're like me, you'll sit up for hours and hours and hours and crochet on many different things. But before I go, oh my gosh. So before I go, I want to look like at these stitches, because I believe I used a 5mm crochet hook for this swatch, and I'm using a 5mm for this, oh my god, not another swatch, for this little piece here. I'm going to unravel it after this recording, but just looking, comparing my rows, they look closer together, I'd say. They do look a little bit neater. So do I say they improve your stitch quality? Probably. And I'm guessing like the longer that you crochet with them, the bigger of a project that you build, rather, the better you can tell. I would say on the blanket that I'm working on that the stitches look really good. Honestly, they look really great, and I have no complaints. So let me know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this video. Also, talk to me. Let me know, what kind of hooks do you prefer? What kind of hooks do you use? Video clipping for the win. So crafties, again, let me know down in the comments below, what kinds of crochet hooks do you use? Which ones do you prefer? Which ones do you not like so much? Let me know also what kind of content you like to see in the future. I love covering suggested content. So much fun for me. Also, if it's something that you want me to review, Let me know about that. If you really want to push for that, consider donating a coffee because that is typically how I fund my projects. So until next time, happy making.